Well, time to record. I haven't recorded in a long time. Um, I think with the cancer in general, um, I think it's been really hard to. I don't know. I want to say I've been depressed. It hasn't been like horrible. I've just like gotten stuck in a rut. Um, you don't I don't particularly feel well. It's been really rough as far as being able to eat right. Um, it's it's hard to explain. Like it all kind of depends. I've had a lot of nausea, and I was at the doctor yesterday, and the nurse and I were talking, and she believes that a lot of it was or is, I'm not nauseous anymore, but it had to do with graft versus host, and not in a big way, in a small way. Um, it's not that uncommon. However, it's a scary diagnosis because that says something about your body fighting itself. So, however, it's very common, and in small ways, it's very common to have a little bit of your body going, things are different, and I'm going to fight a little bit because this isn't the same, and um, I'm gonna and the body does what it's going to do. However, it's gone down, and my nauseousness is so much better, and um, I'm eating much better. I've actually gained like 4 pounds, so I'm excited about that. It sounds silly, but I've lost way too much weight. So from the time of the transplant to now, to just before now, I literally lost like 25 pounds, and I wasn't big to start. So to me, that was a lot of weight, and I didn't like it. Matter of fact, I hated it. I spent a lot of my years struggling with my weight. And in the other way, I always was a little bit on the bigger side. And when I lost this weight and became fit, I I had kept my weight at a controlled um, weight for a few years. So, and I had never done that before. It was always like up and down, and I'd lose weight, and then I'd gain it back, but this was the longest I had gone and kept it the same, and kept it off, and kept it stayed fit, and stayed into it. So when I lost this weight emotionally, it was really hard because it wasn't my doing. It's hard to explain, but when you've fought with your weight and you've screwed up and gained weight back and then took it off again and did that was me doing that. It was me not being comfortable, me not sticking with a plan. And when I finally do, then this happened. This was out of my control. The weight loss in this with the cancer was not in my control. It really wasn't, because for one, the nauseousness wasn't in my control. The chemo takes away your taste buds, which wasn't in my control. So these things that happened really were downers for me, because I had worked so hard and had kept my weight off for so long. And I was really proud of that, very proud of that. So when this happened, this it really was hard to deal with, and I look in the mirror and I just don't like what I see. I know that's going to change, and I know in my head that I can fix this, um, and like what I see again. um, but it's it, it was hard. I mean, so I didn't want to be recording. I didn't, and there was other things too. I mean, when you go through cancer, there's a lot of things, and not only is leukemia cancer, it is a transplant as well. So you're dealing with chemo and you're dealing with cancer and you're dealing with struggling with that part. Then on top of it, you're going through a transplant. So there's two things you're going through. You're going through cancer and you're going through a transplant. Where so a lot of times a transplant is a transplant. It's taking an organ and it was failing, and you get a new one. And it's not necessarily about chemo or anything like that. It's just about a new organ. Now, not that it's transplants in general are tough. I mean, they're just tough. Um, but when you add chemo and cancer on top of it, it is a little harder because you're dealing with. I'm taking um, my body and saying, okay, I've got this whole new immune system, which is still like a baby, so I still have to be very careful. My counts have come along, and that's good, but overall, it's like I have a baby immune system, and I have to redo all my shots that I had when I was a kid. I have to, the MMRs and the HPVs and all of my shots I have to redo at a year. So, and then again at 2 years, and so I'm redoing my whole immune system, and on top of that, I had to deal with the chemo and dealing with that going through my system. And then on top of that, the radiation, which radiation can cause you to have cancer. So there's always that risk of getting cancer, and I have to be really careful about being in the sun and getting sunburnt, and you know, I have to think about this and watch and be at the doctor regularly to make sure that I don't get cancer, because cancer of any kind, if you catch it soon enough, it can be cured. It seems, that's what I'm learning. But if for some reason you don't go to the doctor and you don't get it, you know, um, seen, then it can kill you really quickly also. So it's a whole new thing for me. And it was funny. I was at the doctor yesterday and I said, okay, my whole life I have not gotten sick. I mean, literally, I've been on antibiotics maybe 10 times in my whole life. And that's including having strep and a couple issues when I was, after I gave birth. And I just don't get sick, and I don't get sick to the point of needing antibiotics. So now I asked the nurse, I said, well, what's now before this new immune system, I didn't get sick and I didn't need antibiotics and I was very healthy. So what does this mean? Is this new immune system going to be the same, or is it going to be different? And she said, well, it's going to be different. You don't know. So that kind of makes me nervous. I'm used to being very healthy and not having to worry about germs. And I never had to worry about it. I didn't think twice about germs. I never got sick. And I mean, literally, I just didn't. I mean, occasionally a cold or something, but um, I did start getting the flu shot a few years ago. But I mean, I literally didn't even get the flu before that. So um, I never did. And so that's kind of scary too. So I'm dealing with some different things, and um, I've had a hard time with some of it. And so what I've been doing is being very lazy and kind of withdrawn. I don't, I kind of just watch TV and um, don't do a lot. Well, for one, I haven't been feeling well, but I've been kind of like hard on myself, you know, um, just getting real, just I'm gonna sit here and watch TV, and I'm gonna watch reruns even. I mean, I'm not even watching like new stuff. And I've decided that I gotta stop that. I'm gonna record again. I need to get back on track for something. it's been hard enough. Like before I got sick, I was recording and I was taking pictures and I was staying up on my Instagrams. Um, and I wasn't working. So that was kind of important for me to stay social in a respect and um, giving me something to look forward to and giving me something to do. And after coming back from the hospital, I stopped doing that. And so in a way, it's like, okay, now I've allowed myself to get bored and just not do anything. And I was not working and I needed to find a job, but then all this stuff happened. And I do have to say, I didn't deal with it, I think, the way I should. Now, again, mind you, I was dealing with not feeling well and all of that. So in a way, I have to give myself a break. But at the same time, I need to start moving forward. I need to go, I need to have a regular life. It's going to be a while before I have a regular life. I've got to gain weight. I've got to get my strength back. I'm not weak, but I'm not strong either. And so I've got to get that back. My hair's growing. There's a lot of things going on. It's like even um, I don't know what's causing it, but my skin is like super dry and it's like my whole body. It's not just my face. But so I'm dealing with that and I'm dealing with a lot of things that have affected my body in a negative way. And I'm not used to that. So I'm learning, you know, a lot about myself and how important, how much I put the way I look with how I feel. Um, I do believe that it's not so much about the way I look, it was about the way I felt. I felt good. I felt strong. I felt healthy. I felt good. However, now going through some of this other stuff where I'm really thin and skinny and I don't like the way I look and the dryness of my face and my body and my skin. And um, I'm not so much worried about my hair because I know that will grow, but there's certain things that I'm like, I didn't expect. And dealing with that is different. So I hope I'm not speaking too much cryptic, but I'm learning a lot about who I am right now. Um, as far as I didn't realize that looks were so important to me. And I don't know that they were so important, but I took it for granted. I want to say that. I took it for granted how looking good could be that easy. And now it's not. I'm dealing with something that is kind of out of my control in a certain respect. It's dealing with medication and dealing with the chemo, the after effects of that, and dealing with all these after effects of the graft versus host with the nauseousness and the losing the weight and things not tasting the same um, and actually being dehydrated as all hell because I haven't been able to even drink water. It's tasted weird. So it still does to a certain respect. I can get away with some of it, but I'm not even drinking water very often. So I think that has a lot to do with the dry skin and that kind of thing. And that will come around again. So I'm learning a lot about who I am and what I expect from myself. And um, I'm really hard on myself. And you know what? This is temporary, and I should know that. And like I talked earlier, I got to keep an eye on, myself and go to the doctor regularly and make sure that, keep an eye on my thyroid because the radiation can cause your thyroid to get out of whack, and you can cause cancer. So you want to really keep an eye on things. But at the same time, you know, I have to, I really need to give myself a break. And I need to start recording once a week at least on YouTube. I need to feel good about that because I kind of miss that, and it'll help me realize that I'm okay. And that, yeah, I might not be at the weight I want to be at. I might not be at the strength I want to be at, but it doesn't mean I'm going to not get there. And I got to stop worrying about it. I'm not, and it's funny because I don't care what people think. I care what I think. And that's what's been keeping me from recording. Everybody's been good about not giving me, I'm not getting like, people aren't making fun of me or saying bad things about me or saying, why are you recording? You look like crap. It's not that. It's me being hard on myself. Everyone else has been very good to me. The people around me on Instagram and my followers here on YouTube and everywhere have been great. They actually, that's what probably one of the only things that has kept me like, okay, people are still supportive of you, even though you're not posting and you're not, from what I see, I'm not sexy, so to speak, and I don't feel that way. But people are not telling me I'm not, and they're not making fun of me, or they're not saying, why are you still doing this? You're not there. So I'm grateful for the people I have around me, and they're not even people I really know. They're people that I have met from Instagram and have just followed me, and they've just been very dynamite about the positive influence they're putting on me. So, it's all about me and putting it on myself. So when I say this, and guys, don't worry, I'm fine. Um, it's just something I want to put out there, that it's me being hard. It's me not, being too hard on myself. It's me wondering how I'm going to get through this. It's me being disappointed that something took away something from me that I've worked really hard for and I've been really proud of, and that's to keep my weight at a good place, and to be able to look in the mirror and go, I love my body and I feel good about it and I feel good about myself. And I've never been able to do that. And to have cancer and leukemia take that away from me, fuck that. I want to get it back, and I know I'm going to get it back, but I've allowed it to affect me. And, damn it. And I can't really explain it. I mean, it's hard when it's frustrating as hell because, again, it's not something that I chose. It's something that happened. And I worked so hard my whole life, again, I've never been able to keep my weight at a certain level ever. I mean, really, for my 50 some odd years, I've been, this with my weight, and I kept it off for 3 solid years and kept it like even. I mean, to the point where I bought my size 4 pants and they fit. I mean, they fit till this whole thing. Now they're just too big. And it's funny, people will go, or, you want to gain weight, or you what? Oh no, I do not like being thin. I like being strong and healthy, and I liked my body a lot right before I got sick. I liked the size. I liked the fitness. I liked the way it looked with or without clothes. I could look at myself in the mirror and be happy with myself. Not very many women can say that. Women are really hard on themselves. I love my body. And even the docs, like when I say something about gaining weight, they're, oh, you say that now. No, I mean it. I want to be back to where I was. I want to gain some weight. I want to get back into shape. I want to feel good again, where I look in the mirror and go, I love it. Because again, how many women can say that and women don't? So I'm I got to get there, and so I'm back on board. I'm gonna, even if it's only every other day. Like tomorrow, I got to go to the DMV and get my car stuff taken care of. So I may not record tomorrow, but um, and then I may just do my card of the day or something, and just get back on track again. And this video is long, so it's gonna take forever to upload, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it on there. And thank you all. And I'm sorry it's so long, um, but I gotta say what I gotta say. So take care, and I'll try to like do at least do weekly on YouTube and every other day or every day on my card of the day, and get back into um, doing me. So good, I need it. Take care, and we will talk to you soon in a week or so. Bye.